My name is Madison, and I'm about to tell you the most satisfying revenge story about friendship betrayal that will leave you absolutely speechless. For 6 years, I thought Emma was my ride or die best friend who had my back through every heartbreak, family drama, and life milestone we experienced together. She was the maid of honor at my sister's wedding, the person I called during my darkest moments, and the friend I trusted with my deepest secrets and insecurities. What I didn't realize was that Emma had been playing a long game, carefully studying my relationships and weaknesses while presenting herself as my loyal supporter. The night of my 25th birthday party became the stage for her final betrayal attempt, but it also became the moment I served her the most devastating revenge that completely destroyed her life and exposed her for the manipulative snake she had always been hiding beneath that fake smile. Emma's toxic behavior had been escalating for months, but I was too trusting and naive to recognize the warning signs of her calculated manipulation. She would make subtle comments about my boyfriend Jake, questioning whether he was really right for me and suggesting that I deserved someone who appreciated me more. Whenever Jake and I had minor disagreements, Emma would be there immediately to fan the flames, encouraging me to be more suspicious of his motives and planting seeds of doubt about his loyalty. She started showing up wherever Jake and I were supposed to have alone time, always with some convenient excuse about needing support or having nowhere else to go. Emma would dress provocatively during these encounters, touching Jake's arm during conversations and laughing excessively at his jokes while making comments about how funny and charming he was. I noticed she had started working out more, buying expensive clothes, and completely changing her appearance to match the type of girl Jake had dated before me. The first major red flag came when I discovered Emma had been texting Jake privately about personal issues, creating intimate conversations that excluded me entirely from their growing connection. She told him things about her family problems and emotional struggles that she claimed she couldn't share with me, making him feel special and needed as her confidant and protector. Emma would send him photos of herself looking vulnerable and sad, asking for advice about life decisions and thanking him for being such a caring listener who understood her better than anyone else. When I confronted her about the inappropriate communication, she gaslit me completely, claiming I was being paranoid and jealous, and that she was just trying to build a friendship with Jake because he was important to me. She turned the situation around, making me feel guilty for not trusting her intentions and suggesting that my insecurity was damaging both our friendship and my relationship with Jake. My suspicions were confirmed when I hired a private investigator after noticing that Emma always seemed to know details about Jake's schedule and activities that I hadn't shared with her. The investigator discovered that Emma had been following Jake's social media obsessively, showing up at his workplace during lunch breaks, and even befriending his coworkers to gather information about his interests and relationship history with me. She had created fake social media accounts to monitor both Jake and me, screenshotting our private conversations and photos to study our relationship dynamics and identify potential weak points she could exploit. Most disturbing of all, Emma had been spreading subtle rumors about me to mutual friends, questioning my loyalty to Jake and suggesting that I might be cheating or losing interest in our relationship. She was systematically destroying my reputation while positioning herself as the perfect alternative who truly understood and appreciated Jake's wonderful qualities. Armed with this evidence, I decided to let Emma make her final move at my birthday party while I prepared the most epic public exposure that would end her manipulation forever. I planned an intimate gathering of 30 close friends and family members, including Jake's friends and coworkers, our mutual social circle, and several people Emma had been trying to impress with her fake personality for months. I made sure to invite everyone she cared about maintaining relationships with, including her colleagues from the marketing firm where she worked and the guy she had been casually dating on the side while pursuing Jake. Emma spent weeks preparing for the party, buying an expensive dress that was completely inappropriate for the occasion and planning her seduction strategy down to every detail. She had no idea that I was fully aware of her intentions and had prepared a surprise presentation that would reveal every manipulative thing she had done over the past 6 months. The night of my birthday party, Emma arrived looking like she was attending a nightclub rather than a casual celebration among friends, wearing a tight red dress that left nothing to the imagination and enough makeup to rival a professional model. She immediately began her performance, monopolizing Jake's attention by asking him to help her with various tasks around the house and finding excuses to touch him while complimenting his strength and helpfulness. Emma positioned herself strategically during photos, always managing to get close to Jake while pushing me out of frame or making faces that would ruin my shots. She spent the entire evening flirting shamelessly, laughing too loudly at his jokes, and making comments about how lucky I was to have such an amazing boyfriend while implying that I didn't appreciate him enough. The other guests were clearly uncomfortable with her behavior, but Emma was so focused on her seduction plan that she didn't notice the disgusted looks and whispered conversations happening around her. As the party reached its peak with everyone gathered in the living room for cake and presents, I stood up to make what everyone expected to be a traditional birthday thank you speech. Instead, I announced that I had prepared a special presentation about friendship, loyalty, and the importance of surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care about your happiness and success. I began by talking about how much I valued authentic relationships and how devastating it could be to discover that someone you trusted had been betraying you behind your back for months. The large television screen came to life with a slideshow I had carefully prepared, beginning with screenshots of Emma's private text conversations with Jake where she questioned my commitment to our relationship and positioned herself as a more understanding and supportive option. The room fell silent as guests realized they were witnessing something far more dramatic than a typical birthday celebration, and Emma's face went completely white as she understood what was happening. The presentation continued with evidence of Emma's stalking behavior, including photos the private investigator had taken of her following Jake to work and social events, documentation of her fake social media accounts used to monitor our activities, and recordings of conversations where she spread rumors about my character to mutual friends. I shared examples of her manipulation tactics, showing how she would create problems in my relationship and then position herself as the solution, always ready to comfort Jake when she had caused the very issues that were upsetting him. The most damaging part came when I revealed Emma's dating profile where she described herself as single and looking for a serious relationship, complete with photos taken during times when she claimed to be supporting me through difficult periods. Her colleagues were shocked to learn about her unprofessional behavior, and the guy she had been dating looked absolutely disgusted as he realized he had been played by someone who was actively pursuing another man. The climax of my revenge came when I played audio recordings of Emma's phone conversations with another mutual friend, where she detailed her plan to seduce Jake at my birthday party and laughed about how naive and trusting I was. In these recordings, she described me as boring and clingy, predicted that Jake would eventually get tired of me, and bragged about how easy it would be to steal him away because she understood what men really wanted in a relationship. She had even discussed backup plans for destroying my reputation if Jake didn't immediately fall for her advances, including spreading false rumors about infidelity and emotional instability. The entire room was stunned into silence as they heard Emma's true feelings about me and her calculated plan to destroy my relationship for her own selfish desires. Several guests were recording the presentation on their phones, ensuring that Emma's exposure would extend far beyond my birthday party and reach everyone in our extended social network. The aftermath of my birthday revenge was more satisfying than I could have ever imagined, watching Emma's entire life fall apart as consequences for her toxic behavior finally caught up with her. She was immediately ostracized by every person at the party, with former friends expressing their disgust at her manipulation and betrayal of someone who had trusted her completely. Her colleagues reported her unprofessional behavior to their boss, resulting in Emma losing her job at the marketing firm where she had been hoping for a promotion. The guy she had been dating dumped her immediately and warned other men in their social circle about her deceptive nature and inability to maintain loyal friendships. Most importantly, Jake was horrified by Emma's manipulation and thanked me for exposing her true character before she could cause more damage to our relationship. Emma was forced to delete her social media accounts and eventually moved to another city because she couldn't handle the constant reminders of her public humiliation and the loss of every meaningful relationship in her life, learning the hard way that friendship betrayal always comes with devastating consequences.